If you've turned more than a few wood bowls, then you probably have run into a problem like I did here recently. So how do we prevent making our wood bowls, well, more functional as a funnel than a bowl? Stick around and I'll show you my favorite way to prevent this problem. So we've got our bowl flipped around. We're getting ready to hollow out the center. We've got that tenon back here in our 4-jaw chuck, so it's nice and secure. But before we just start hollowing the inside of the bowl, I want to drill a depth hole. And I use this little shop-made jig. It's just basically a little scrap piece with a dowel rod in it. And there's 2 reasons I like to drill depth holes. One is it helps me avoid making funnels out of my bowls. That's one thing. And then the other thing too, it helps me get a consistent wall thickness. So I know the depth at the bottom. In this case, I want the wall thickness to be around 3/8 of an inch. I like to make these bowls so that they're pretty useful. We may end up being closer to 1/4. We may be a little thinner than that up here. But by having that depth hole, so I know where I'm going down here in the bottom, it just makes it easier to create a consistent wall thickness from the rim all the way down into the bottom of the bowl. So that's another reason why I like to drill depth holes. All right, there's nothing really fancy about this measurement. We've just got the depth here indicated here on our shop jig. And I'm just going to line that up with my Forstner bit over here. And I've just got a little bit of blue tape. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that, get that tape about at the depth. And we'll just put that on there. And then we'll just drill down to the tape. And then we're ready to go. I do have the lathe speed slowed down. We're about 325 RPMs or so. So I am running it a little bit slower. I usually drill and sand at about this speed.
I'm using a Forstner bit here, but you can use a regular twist drill bit or even better, a brad point bit. I normally use a bit that's at least a 1/2 inch in diameter. This one here is a little bit bigger than that.
So we're just going to work the Forstner bit in and out.
All right, we're right down to that tape mark, so we're just going to back out the Forstner bit, and our depth hole is done, and now it's time to start hollowing the rest of our bowl.